What's up? Welcome to the Gain Stage Podcast. My name is Dez. This is our first live podcast, and I'm thrilled to have Jesse Priest, a local legend around Coleman, Alabama. So I appreciate you being on the podcast,
Hey,
man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, you opened at Rock the South.
Yeah.
So tell me about that experience.
Oh, man, it was awesome. We hung out. We got to hang out like backstage all day and just it was surreal. Everybody was super nice. Like, it was, I don't know. We had a great time, though.
That's awesome. So was this your biggest show so far?
Yeah, so far. I think there was over, right around 20,000 people there.
That's incredible.
So, yeah, it was epic.
And, that's for an artist of your level so far, that is like a make or break moment
God,
too.
yeah,
That opens up a lot of doors for you. That gets a lot of eyes on you. So that's
Definitely.
incredible. I'm proud for you, man. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
And you were telling me earlier you got to meet Afro Man at the show.
I did,
so
dude.
that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, he pulled up in a Rolls Royce, of course, in like Afro Man, style, I guess. And he was walking into the door where we were at, and it was the green room, and we were hanging out inside. It was like the drink area, and then there was a catering area next to it. And I was walking out, and he was walking in, and he was like, "What's in there, Big Pimpin'?" And I was like, "This is the liquor room." And he's like, "All right, we'll come back." He said, "Let's go get some food, Big Pimpin'." So me and him walked to the catering tent to go get some food and just hang out. He's a super nice dude,
Yeah.
very chill,
Yeah, I've heard that about Afro Man. He's just a really kind soul.
He
you know.
is.
Yeah.
For his music to be as crazy as it is, he's awesome.
If everybody would be like that, we'd be in a much better place for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I got a whole bunch of list of questions here, and we'll
Yeah.
kind of
Fire
steamroll
away,
through
man.
them. So you're a country artist, sometimes Southern rock, dependent. It can get into that territory. So
Mostly, I think we are Southern
Okay.
rock. It dabbles on that Southern rock, outlaw country.
yeah, and that's a flavor that a lot of people enjoy.
Yeah.
I used to play in a Southern rock band,
Oh, yeah.
and around here, that's one of those things that everybody just loves.
Oh yeah.
You can kick out some Skynyrd or some Molly
Yeah.
Hatchet, and have
that
a good
soulful
time.
music.
Yeah.
Man.
So what got you into Southern rock?
Man, I've always loved music. Any kind. My grandpa and them would listen to the old rock and roll, like Yakety Yak and all that stuff. And then, my parents, my dad was a rocker, like AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, like all that good stuff. And then my mom was kind of on the lighter side, like Mellencamp, Journey, the ballad type stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually started, my mom would play around on the drums for a band, and we'd go to their house parties. And so I wanted to play drums. And then I would tinker with the guitar. And then I played drums. They got me a kit, and I played that for a while. And then when I got a guitar, it was over.
Yeah.
It's
how it
was
happens
over,
sometimes.
man.
Yeah, sometimes I see that happen a lot where, you might pick up drums first and then you'll move to guitar, or you pick up guitar first and you move to
Yeah.
drums. My little brother, he was diehard on drums, and then he ended up picking up an acoustic, so now he's kind of heading the same direction you were, So growing up in and around the Coleman area, how has that shaped your sound and your lyrics?
Kind of real is rare, so the things I write about are real.
Yeah.
It's not, we're not doing the cliche, booty shorts and beer in a truck and all that crap.
Climbing up on the tailgate.
Yeah, we're not doing that. It's there's some of that a little bit, but not a lot, not like we're trying to appeal to the masses.
Right.
Because some of our songs are like 8 minutes long, and radio won't have that, you know.
Yeah,
But that's
they want
not-
that three to 4 minutes.
You got that 3 minute, like 50 seconds. That is prime territory.
Yeah. So
But-
out of all of your songs, which one means the most to you?
Probably right now, there would it'd be a tie between three of them.
Mm-hmm.
We just released King of the Wild Ones.
Incredible track too. I
Thank
was
you.
listening to
appreciate
that earlier. It's a great track.
And I really love that.
Yeah.
That was just kind of my aspect of how I feel about me a little bit. And then the other one would be Dancing in the Rain, one I wrote for my wife. And I really love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of probably the only love song that we really ever wrote, to be honest. And
I think everybody does at one point, yeah.
And then Moonchild.
Yeah.
Moonchild it started out as a story about my life.
Mm-hmm.
But, it talks about like a gypsy lady instead of a gypsy guy, because it kind of flowed better that way.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the route we decided to take. And we pulled a little bit of the influences and stuff, kind of like from Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
But, other than that, it was just, it's kind of about my life and music. How I've had dreams of doing this since I was 12 years old. And, I don't know, it's just one of those that's kind of means something to me, because we put a whole lot of work into the musicality of that song.
Right. So, Rock the South notwithstanding, what are some wild stories from shows you've done? Give me the wildest.
The greatest story I have.
Yeah, that'll work.
Me and Daniel Harvestman were in Indiana, and we were playing it was a real small, quaint singer-songwriter circle kind of thing. And the guy, Bobby Keel, I don't know if you know who that is. Mm-hmm. He wrote Country Boy Can't Survive for Hank Williams Jr.
Okay.
And then he wrote Whiskey on Fire, or what is that? What's that? Anyway, Whiskey on Ice. That other song. Yeah. And so we're sitting there. Well, his guitar broke. So he wanted to use mine because he loved the way it sounded. And it was a Michael Kelly. And so I let him use it, which is awesome, because I'm just like, this dude's a legend. And so he played it. Then he got a food plate and there was a seat beside me, and he sat down. And he was like, hey, Jesse. And I was like, hey, man. He's like, dude, I love your music. Like, he said, that's better than anything that's on the radio right now. And I'm like, dude, that's a big compliment coming from, you got a lot of money, and, you wrote a lot of classic hit songs, like,
Getting props from somebody like that, that's huge.
Yeah, but the best part of the whole story is he was holding his plate of food, and everybody was passing joints around and moonshine, and it got to him, and somebody gave him a bag and a grinder and a pipe. And he had it, and he had his food plate, and he's like, Jesse. And I was like, yeah. He said, do you mind packing this bowl for me? I'm like, yes, sir, I will. Like,
absolutely.
That was the greatest moment, And Daniel's like, dude, Bobby Keel asked you to pack a bowl for him.
What an honor.
Right.
That's awesome, man. So, for those who've never seen you live, what could they expect from a Jesse Priest show?
We're not going to get up there and shake our money makers. I mean, that's not how we roll. We perform. Normally it's us just kind of sitting in the chair, hanging out, and like, if the guys were here with me today, we'd kind of be sitting around. And throughout the show, I mean, around here we do 4-hour sets, which is in turn is actually 3 hours.
Right.
Because you got breaks.
Sure.
But it's 4 hours. So, like, to be up that whole 4 hours is hard to do.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever you come see us at one of our local shows that's not a 30-minute or an hour set, we're going to be sitting down, hanging out. We're here to hang out with y'all, and we try to do all originals, and we try to do all the requests. I mean, now it's kind of getting to the point to where people will request originals. Mm-hmm. So there's some originals that we know that people probably won't, which is cool because it's never really been that way for a while.
And that's got to be an incredible feeling, having people out in the crowd singing your songs back to you.
Oh, dude, it's awesome.
Like, it doesn't matter what size of an artist you are. That's an incredible feeling.
Well, at Rock the South, I was actually surprised at how many people were there singing our stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even King of the Wild Ones we released Wednesday night. Wednesday at midnight. So it was only out for Thursday, and then we played the show Friday, and people are already singing that to us, and I'm like, that's killer.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. It's kind of surreal, you know. It's
Yeah.
a very humbling moment, too, you know,
Sure.
that because I tell the guys all the time, like Zane and all them, like Zane and Daniel and even Josh and Chris, like that's the band guys.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, I got like 180 new friend requests, and I don't even know people. Like, who are these people? And I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I tell people that I'm not a dick. I've just reached that 5,000 limit on Facebook, so you're gonna have to follow me.
Right.
Like, you know, I can't add any more. Like, you know, I'm not allowed.
Yeah.
And now their Facebook has forced me to become a creator.
Right. They've been doing that a lot,
Yeah.
and I've had a creator page for a long time, but I think it actually did it with my wife having a creator page. So it's
really?
been wild. Yeah.
So they made y'all do it too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was telling my wife. Like the other day, I was thinking about doing it, and I was trying to figure out like what it even meant. But then I opened the app, and it's like, "Welcome to your creator page. You are having to be a creator because of."
Right.
And it's like the sheer fact that you have a following.
Yeah.
And too many friends, and so I get it. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I guess it was just a matter of time. Like,
Yeah.
for that to happen, but I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to create another personal one because I don't like.
Right.
I don't know.
It's hard enough keeping up with just
Yeah,
one page.
Well, I mean, I've got to manage it and the music page.
Yeah.
Because it's not just my music page.
Right.
I manage the music page and my personal account. Well, now they're making the personal account be
Right.
a creator.
Yeah. So when you are out doing shows, what is your go-to gas station snack? You're on the road and you stop into a gas station. What's something that you always gravitate toward?
Combos, man.
Oh, man, I love combos. What flavor?
I like the cracker and cheese.
Yeah.
Like, not the pretzel, but the the pizza and
Do you ever
pretzel.
find yourself fighting with your bandmates over who picks the best snacks? And
No. Sometimes, I mean, I don't. It's weird. Me and Daniel, like, I drink constantly just water normally, and me and him drink like carbonated waters. That's like our favorite thing in the world. But you know, I don't know. We love. We'll share everything.
Right.
You know, we're pretty good at sharing stuff.
So, what is one country or Southern rock artist that if they called you today to go on a tour with them, who would you drop everything for?
Does it have to be relevant?
No.
Like anymore?
No.
Oh, man, I don't know. That's a toughie, dude. Like,
Well, let's say relevant. Is somebody touring, somebody doing
relevant.
shows? Yeah, somebody relevant.
I don't know. There's some good ones, and like a lot of the people that I love kind of don't tour anymore.
Right.
You know, like Skynyrd would be killer,
For
even
sure.
though you know it's not
Yeah.
all original. It would still be a killer.
Yeah.
To get to go hang with
Yeah.
the remaining members and stuff. But
I actually caught them their first year at Rock the South, or
Oh,
the
really?
first year of Rock the South they played.
Yeah.
That was fun, even though it wasn't original Skynyrd. You know, I still got to say I saw Skynyrd.
Hey,
Yeah.
and they're good, man.
Yeah,
Like,
they're still incredible.
and I kind of liked it too that they threw some 38 Special
Yeah.
in there. You know.
Yeah.
Because that's another big one. I love 38
Yeah.
Special, dude. And like, but Molly Hatchet, man, I don't even know if they tour or if there's anything that happens with them anymore. But that would have been another one. Shinedown would be pretty killer.
Yes,
but I don't really know.
absolutely.
Is that Southern rock? I mean, that's
They're more of just rock.
they're from what,
Yeah.
Mississippi,
I think so.
something like that.
Yeah. Shinedown they were very formative for my like high school year,
Yeah,
like my
definitely.
music taste. Incredible band. They
Oh,
have
yeah.
gotten their first album did kind of lean more to, I mean, they were more rock, but they had Southern rock
Yeah, oh,
influences,
yeah.
you know. So I'm on the topic of Southern rock. I'm going to hit you with a hot take, okay?
Okay.
The solo to Green Grass and High Tides is better than the solo to Freebird?
Okay, I'll say this. The one that you hear the most is Freebird.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little more overplayed,
Sure.
in my opinion. So that's why I guess it is better, or not better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's more known.
Yeah, it's more known.
Yeah.
They're both phenomenal solos.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But there's just something about not even just the solo, but if you're talking about that first riff, that takes the cake.
Yeah.
That slide in.
It's the best opening solo to any Southern rock song for sure. What's the most opposite Southern rock song in your playlist right now?
Firework by Katy Perry.
Love it.
Or the Pink Pony Club.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of people's been doing that, so it's kind of became cliche, I suppose. But we do a mashup of Katy Perry's Firework, Don't Stop Believing by Journey, and then the Pink Pony Club. So we just created a mashup. And that's kind of what we've done with it. We were just jamming, and we were singing Firework because it was a 4th of July show. And then all of a sudden I said, you think we could run into Don't Stop Believing? And Zane's like, yeah, maybe. So then he starts doing that build up, the and it just kind of flowed.
Yeah.
And then the other night at Grumpy's, I was like, dude, let's do the Pink Pony Club. And they're like, man, I don't want to do that tonight. We're all tired. We've been playing for 3 or 4 days straight. So we're like, okay. So we started playing our mashup of Katy Perry and Journey, and then I threw that Pink Pony Club in there, and it worked.
Yeah.
And I said, they're like, yeah, we should keep it like that.
That's awesome. Being able to do mashups like that on the fly, like you did, that's really cool. It catches people off guard, but in a good way.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better band, dude. The guys, they're I don't know, we all kind of just vibe, we know where we're going, and we know where we're stopping. Sometimes we fumble if it's new material, but most of the time we're kind of just in the same moment together,
And that's the best thing about having played with people for so long is you learn to lock in with each other, And my band plays to a click, but Jared and I, my drummer, we've been playing together for 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
And we could play through something and just give each other a look and know, hey, that's where we're coming back in. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we know. So
it's like if me, Daniel, or Zane look at each other on the stage. We normally just give one of the guys a look, and he relays it with the same look to all the others.
Yeah. So what's the most country thing you've ever done that made you stop and think, yep, I'm really from Coleman?
Yesterday at yesterday at Rock the South, I was dropping the wife and kids and my sister-in-law and cousin off, and we were in the minivan, my mini wagon that we use for the band stuff, and got stuck in some dude's front yard.
So if you could have a beer or, have a blunt with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, man, dead or alive.
Now, I'm gonna throw a stipulation in there, too. There's also going to be one person you don't want in that room, so you got to...
One person in the room I don't want. Man, I don't really know how much weed Johnny Cash would have smoked, but I would have loved to have a drink with him.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Johnny Cash. And I get that might be a cliche answer, or let me throw this one out there. Chester from Linkin Park.
Yes. Great answer.
Yeah. That would have been just a cool opportunity to get to meet that guy.
And Chester was one of the most iconic voices in rock.
For real.
Gone way too soon.
Yes.
And right after, Chris Cornell, too.
I know, right?
He's my favorite vocalist of all time, and we lost both of them to suicide.
Yeah.
Man, and I hate it. So
I do, too.
If you're watching this and you're feeling any type of way, reach out. Talk to us. I don't care. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, I'll
You're
talk
in good
to
hands. Jesse talk to you. Jesse's a great dude. You can sit here and talk to him for hours.
Yeah, about anything. We'll come to a show with us, man.
Yeah. Get out. People care about you.
Yeah, for real.
So, I don't know if you have a sister-in-law, that counts. What's one artist you wouldn't let date your sister?
Oh, man, one artist I wouldn't let date my sister. Probably that Gavin Adcock, dude. Like, I don't even want him near my family.
That's awesome.
I don't know. Like, his whole presence pisses me off.
Yeah.
And this, maybe, I don't know. It's just his face. I want to punch it. He's got a very punchable face.
He does. That's a great answer. So we're going to have 2 more questions. Well, 3 more, actually. So I do a bit where the previous guest I had on the podcast poses a question for the next guest.
Okay.
So this question is from Devin Williams.
Okay.
And he plays in Witch Hunter. He's, Birmingham native,
Yeah.
So
I watched the podcast.
Okay, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. He wants to know if you ever find yourself in a rut, like, just being burnt out, not being able to write, just feeling not creative.
Definitely.
And how do you stay fresh with what you write?
That's a good question. Yeah, no, I definitely get burnt out. And it's not even, sometimes it might be just a luck of the draw, like a crappy week, know, and then just like you go play a show and you're just not feeling the show at all, but you still you're there to perform and get paid, and so you can't really let that affect you because
right.
you're on the stage and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know, I try to hammer through.
Yeah.
And then luckily I got some good writers with me.
Yeah.
So we
Good
try
deal.
to write, constant.
No, you're good.
What's up, man?
All right, so my next guest, let me double check my guest list real quick to make sure this is actually who's going to be on, because I've got quite a few lined up and I want to make sure. Okay. So my next guest is Jeremy Aitken. He's from Birmingham. He is in more like the metal scene, right? So I want you to come up with a question for him, and it doesn't have to be music related. It could be food related, music, anything, cars, whatever.
So I guess my question would be, a lot of us in my band actually were metal. Mm-hmm. Like back in the day, in the early 2000s, that's what we did, was metal. Well, we were a little more harder Southern rock than we are now. Like it was like right on that cusp of metal. But Daniel, he did a lot of hard, heavy stuff.
Right.
And then even Zane did like a lot of shoegaze and a lot of like emo pop punk stuff. That's kind of. But he started on Southern rock.
Right.
And I don't know. My question, I guess, would be, where did you actually start?
Right. Good question.
Was it metal, or did you? Kind of like me, when I first started, I was doing rock, Southern rock, light rock. Then all of a sudden, I found bands like Atreyu and Bullet for My Valentine, and then what was it, 9mm? That's 1,000 years ago. And then like Ghost, just a bunch of crazy artists that which Ghost I don't guess is metal. They're just wild.
I love Ghost, man.
Yeah,
I want to see them live. They put on a great show. We wanted to go see a Ghost show when they came to Huntsville, but we weren't able to go. That's on our bucket list. So the last 2 questions I have for you is, what's next for you? Anything big coming up? Any new songs dropping?
We got a song coming out June 30th, actually, which is Dancing in the Rain.
Okay.
I was trying to have it ready to come out the day we played Rock the South, but as you know, it's hard to get all the artwork finalized and all that for the album stuff. So I've been waiting, but I got confirmation today that it will be out June 30th.
Sweet.
So
That's
at
awesome.
the end of the month.
Awesome.
And
be sure to check that out. Stream it for my boy Jesse.
Yeah, please.
And the last thing, where can people find your music and keep up with your shows?
Just Jesse Priest Music everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm starting to do YouTube again. I used to do a thing called In the Dream. Mm-hmm. It was a series, and it's where I kind of allowed people to see into my life on a more like personal aspect of it, because I feel like I am getting to live my dream. Like my childhood dream changed a little. First I wanted to be Slash, but now I just want to be successful in doing music for my life and for a living.
Sure.
And I'm able to do that now. So, that doesn't mean that I'm playing for 50,000 people all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here at Casey's on the Lake, and I'm probably going to play for I don't know, 30, 40 people tonight. But I love that.
Yeah.
You know, and that means, for me, hey, I mean, I keep the electricity on and I keep my bills paid strictly playing music for a living.
And that's a dream that most of us want to fulfill. And that's awesome that you're doing it.
You know, so I did that. I do this series called In the Dream, and I was into like episode maybe 6, and then I got real sick, you know, and got put in the hospital and stuff. And so
glad you're doing better, by the way.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I took 2 years off of In the Dream videos. So there's going to be a huge 2-year gap in anything YouTube related because I really haven't posted a whole lot.
Right.
But it's difficult.
It is.
You know.
Yeah, trust me, I know from doing this podcast, doing all my band stuff, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
It takes a lot.
It really does.
And that's the biggest thing, too. That's the thing I hate most about this line of work is used to, you know, people would go looking for music.
Yep.
And now they're just kind of eating whatever they're force-fed.
Yep.
So,
it's all the algorithms of For You pages.
And it kind of pisses me off.
I'm right there with you.
Because, I mean, you know, I want to authentically find people. Like, luckily, you know, I found y'all again through TikTok.
Yep.
Like, you know, and I'm like, you know, it's killer.
Yeah,
the
I appreciate
sound
that.
is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, our new singer, you know, she went to Fairview with us.
Did
You know,
she?
she's a phenomenal singer,
That's
man.
killer,
And
dude.
after we get off, I can't show it on here, but I'll let you hear some of our new tracks we're working on.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so I appreciate you hopping on the podcast,
I
Jesse.
appreciate you having me.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. Anytime. I'd love to get the whole band on for an episode.
Dude,
that'd be fun.
Yeah,
so.
we could, I don't know, maybe plan that out for like a week
absolutely.
now or something.
Yeah,
Get
that'd be cool.
And just hang out.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in to the Gain Stage podcast. We'll catch you next week. See ya.